Everybody, welcome back to Hiveswap Friendsim. Yay! We have just completed Volume 4. It is time to get on to the fifth and final volume, right here, of Affection Unwanted or Untrue. That's interesting. Somebody's suggesting a page of mine for the last troll that we just looked at. So yeah, pages are just like that. I kind of agree with that assessment actually. We're talking about hang on. Yeah, we're talking about Vicar, Vicaire, and how like he kind of seems like a page too, and so like, yeah, I kind of like the idea that pages are just like that. All of them are just kind of like that. But anyway, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're here to talk about today. We are here to talk about the Trolls in Volume 5. So let's move on to that, shall we? Walking? You sure are doing a lot of that recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You're going to be so in shape when this is over. Provided you still have all of your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with safer ways to travel, a taxi or some sort of bus system, but you don't have any money and you can't read signs. Also, you are routinely covered in blood and bruises. So walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you towards friendship. Ah, my little pony. Yeah, Horace was also a page, and he had the goggles thing too. So yeah, it is a page. It is just a page thing. Volume 6 is on Steam, but hidden, so we can't see it. Yeah, that makes sense. It's Volume 6 is supposed to come out like on Friday, I think, or with it sometime this week. It's only going to be on in like a few days. So yeah, a stream for Volume 6 will be coming sometime in the very near future. Oh, hello. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I suppose this up top is the troll symbol for question mark. I'm intrigued by this mysterious gold blood. Is that a real gold blood sign too? I haven't memorized all of the extended zodiac signs, but I think that's a real one. So yeah, we're going to start off with this mystery fellow here. As usual, the streets are hopping, just bouncing around like an overactive bunny rabbit on Easter morning. Up ahead is an intersection of streets, is some kind of night market. Well, every market in Eternia is a night market. It's not on the Zodiac. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So he's hiding his identity and his sign. I think we've got ourselves another rebel. Anyway, as usual, the streets are hopping. As previously stated, you are broke. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of window shopping. Who knows what kind of awesome stuff you'll find. You can learn a lot about culture from their stores. You are so intent on thinking positive thoughts that you are nearly at the market before you realize that quite a few people are coming towards you, in the opposite direction. Some of them are running, actually, and screaming. Looks like something has gone down, violence-wise. It's not a stampede. You aren't in any danger of being trampled, and the street is wide enough to just step aside and let the crowd pass by. Or it would be. You get a brief, furtive glimpse of a pair of focused yellow eyes under a low-pulled hood. Then the hand grabs yours so tightly that the tips of your fingers go numb. With a rough yank, you are pulled into the flow of the crowd. The troll girl who has a hold of you, it's a girl, speaks quickly and quietly. You have to lean your head in close to hear. We are on a date. You're on my mate Sprite, or my boy Rill, whatever you want. We're just a normal couple out for a night in town. Holy. She's dragging us into this fast. Alright, well, I'm in. We're gonna catch a movie and get some soft serve grub screen. You feel me? Wow, okay. freak out and let the purr beast out of the bag. Well, I mean, just for the sake of doing it, I am interested in hell in this already, but just for the sake of seeing everything, let's take the wrong option. You stop abruptly and someone smacks into you from behind. You go down hard, your hand ripped away from the girl's. She gives you a fierce glower of disappointment. Fine, just more people letting me down. I'll deal with this on my own. I've done it before. She takes a running leap for the alley wall, scampering up and onto the roof like a squirrel up a tree. You're left looking down at the smidge of violet blood she left on your palm. What? Violet? An emptiness fills you at the thought of the friendship that could have been if only you'd kept your chill. Ooh. What? Violet blood? Is that her blood or huh? Oh, I am intrigued as fuck by this girl. What is going on here? She hiding her blood color as well as her sign? Or is that not her blood? Play along and hold hands. What's your story? Your heart beats so hard you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little to make your hand easier. Hang on. Let me just. I gotta look up something real quick. No. Never mind. It's not. Okay. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by you. Your heart beats so hard you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little to make your hand easier to hold. In response, you get a squeeze, like she's thanking you. You match her pace, a surprisingly difficult feat considering how short she is. Behind you, people are still shouting. What the heck happened back there? Someone died. You figured that, but that's not exactly rare for Alternia, is it? You've seen way more dead people here in the last couple days than you've seen throughout your entire life on your planet. You tell the troll girl you thought that that was kind of normal here? Normal, sure. When low bloods get killed, natural order of things, right? But with high bloods, it's different. Oh shit, she killed someone? Is this rose quartz we're dealing with here? What the hell? Personally, I don't give a shit about the natural order. Doesn't matter what the job is, I'll take it. Oh, so a high blood is dead, and you are currently holding hands with the troll who did the dirty deed. She chose you to help her lay low, i.e. she made you her accomplice, i.e. you are now her friend. Helping someone carry out a cold-blooded murder is a super friendly thing to do. What had she called you? Her maid sprite? You aren't sure what that is, but it sounds great. You ask her what you should call her. My name's Polypa, but there's no reason to go throwing it around. Let's not talk about it. Polypa. Okay, well, I doubt that's your real name, but I'll take it for now. You want to point out that it won't look like a very convincing date if you were just walking in silence, but that would require talking, and she told you not to do that. A trio of those spiky robots go marching by, drones or whatever. Their big ugly heads swivel back and forth, like they're looking for someone. Polypa doesn't say anything, and she keeps her eyes forward, but she goes as sharp as a laser, every muscle in her body tensing. You feel as though her finger is tightening on yours until the drones disappear into the crowd. She yanks you around the corner into a smaller alley connecting two roads. There's nothing here but a pothole and a couple of dumpsters. Hold up a minute. Her hoodie has a symbol on the front of it, two overlapping gold ovals. Most trolls seem to have a symbol designating their blood color on them somewhere. This means she's a gold blood, right? Not so sure anymore. Oh! Hello. But then Polypa yanks the sweatshirt over her head, and underneath she's wearing a tank top emblazoned with the symbol in olive green. It looks a little like a cat. It's pretty cute. She tosses the sweatshirt into the nearest dumpster and kicks a button to the side. A swoosh, accompanied by the sulfury stink of emulation. Note to self, don't go dumpster diving in Alternia. Polypa grabs your hand again as you head back out into the street. With her other hand, she works the tie out of her hair, shaking it out of its ponytail, letting it fall in thick, sweaty clumps against her neck. Next, she reaches up and takes part of her right horn off. Wait, no. It's a little bit of veneer, an artificial bit to cover up a notch in the chitin. What are all these random wardrobe changes about? You wonder until you actually begin to listen to some of the conversations happening around you, and check out the big billboard-sized screens mounted on the roofs every few blocks. Seems like the rumor mill is already going hard. Apparently, a real-respected Violet Blood is dead, killed in public in full view of witnesses by a gold blood girl with a ponytail. Wow, you are really dealing with a professional here. I need to find somewhere to lay low until the heat turns down. Kitten. Titan? Okay. Now there's an extended zodiac sign. Yes, it is. This one I recognize. I mean, we both do, since you're my associate now. I had a contact waiting, but I don't know what happened to her. It's possible she got spooked. Or taken. Got any ideas for likely hideouts? They're not from around here. You wonder what in the world made her think you have any idea what's going on ever? She keeps giving you sharp looks as if she is gradually catching on to just who she has chosen to recruit. You want her to understand that no matter how busted you look, you are an amazing friend and co-conspirator. Well, here's your chance. What do you propose? We gotta deal with this off-center. There we go. I actually think, like, continuing on with the ruse and catching the movie is probably the right choice. So I'm gonna save that for later, because I think that's the better option. Like, gives us, like, something of an alibi, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, we're going toward the apartments. Yeah. And, like, the extra pair of horns were attached to her hood. That's a possibility. Most of the hive stems around here are cheap rentals, burgundy or bronze at the most. I could take them, no problem. I mean, I can take any one. Some jobs just require a little more forethought. Look at it. Her arms are ripped. I like this girl. You kind of meant finding an empty unit, or maybe skulking in a foyer or alien Starbucks, but you don't want to tell your cool new friend how to do her job. And there you go again, jumping the gun and claiming friends you don't have the right to, but she did choose you. Well, at this point, she may be wishing she grabbed some other random stranger's hand. Yeah, I mean, look at those forearms. She is ripped. I like this. This is awesome. Well, pick one. This was your idea. Ah, geez. You seriously didn't need this kind of responsibility in your life. Whoops. Nothing good will come from letting you be in charge, but you also don't want her to think you are useless. You just kind of wish she'd tell you what to do and leave it at that. You pick a tall purple building at random. How about that one? Sure, I guess. You enter what just seems to be a standard shabby apartment building, climbing the lobby steps up to a hallway lined with doors. This could be any apartment on Earth, but instead of letters and nameplates, there are these colorful symbols. They remind you a little of zodiac signs. Huh, weird. Yeah, that is strange, isn't it? Don't you also find it strange how all but one of the trolls you've run into so far also have those signs on them, MSPA reader? Come on. Sometimes MSPA reader is like on top of things, and sometimes stuff just goes sailing over their head, I swear. Anyway, all the ones here are red or brown, like Polypa predicted. She listens at a couple of doors before finally settling on one with a red symbol. You wait for her to pull out a lockpick or high-tech paraphernalia, or even just a pin from her hair. Instead, she just kicks down the door. Instead, she takes a step back and delivers 2 sharp kicks just above the knob. What? I'm not the goddamn super... You assure her you are absolutely not judging the way she runs this operation? You don't think you've ever met a mercenary before? Unless you count that guy who tried to hit you up for cash while you were injured, or the little girl who drained your blood for paints, or the boy constantly on the prowl for delicious meats. The apartment is dingy, small, and smells like old pizza. Good news! Not that it smells bad, just the fact that there's pizza here. You don't think you could live on a planet that didn't have pizza? That's just beyond the pale. That's not an expression you want to be using on this planet, MSPA reader. You try to shut the busted door as well as you can. Polypa plunks herself down on the couch and pulls out her phone. Or what had Skyla called it? A palm husk? She pulls out her palm husk and proceeds to ignore you. That's okay. It's important for friends to give each other space. You take the opportunity to poke around the apartment you're currently illegally occupying, just generally being a nosy piece of shit. Whoever lives here is a real slob. Dishes are piled high in the sink, and the windows are so dirty you can barely see out of them. Something sticky with red stains something sticky and red stains half the counter. It might be blood, but it also might be Kool-Aid. Please let it be Kool-Aid. Please let it be grub sauce. Fuck. Goddamn shitting fuck breath. Something appears to have gone wrong. You think? She's relying on you for this operation. Polypa is still on the couch, hunched over with her palm husk held close to her face. She types with her knuckles. You've noticed a lot of trolls do that, probably because of their claws. It's all over, Chitter. Everyone's talking about it. My contact. They got her. Oh, she's been called. Fuck. Her voice is flat, her eyes expressionless. She lets the palm husk slip from her fingers into her lap. You stand next to the couch like an asshole. You don't know what to say, and you doubt Polypa is the hugging type, but you really can't stand her looking so dejected. Before you start pitying me, don't. I barely knew her. It's not like we were in a quadrant or anything. It's just business. You sit down on the other end of the couch, tipping your head and raising your eyebrows to show you are very ready to listen and learn and commiserate. Polypa wraps her arms around her knees. Most pros work with a partner. It's a lot easier when you have someone you trust to watch your back. It's usually quadranted pairs who work together. There's one particular famous olive and gold blood duo. I've lost plenty of jobs to them. But I've never found anyone that I trust enough to make into my partner, beyond just a random runoff. Killing a sea dweller is no joke. It's almost totally impossible. Does that mean the guy back in the town square isn't actually dead? Polypa looks affronted at the very thought. Excuse me, no. It just means I had to get a very expensive knife and coat it in very expensive poison and stab in exactly the right spot. The motherfucker is dead. There's no doubt about it. I don't leave jobs half done. High cash jobs are my specialty. Most people are too afraid to take jobs higher than teal. Me, I don't care. Low blood, high blood. If you've got the cash, I'll do the job. If I did have a partner, it would make things a lot easier, I admit that much. You cough lightly in a closed fist. What's this? Something caught in your throat, perhaps? Could it be the steady hand of fate reaching a finger down and testing your gag reflexes? Jesus Christ. The olive blood and gold blood duel will probably be somewhere in the, we'll probably have a Friendsim or show up in Hiveswap. Yeah, that's a decent guess. I mean, it's like, it would be weird if they name dropped a pair of characters like that without any further elaboration. Cough lightly into a closed fist. You murmur delicately that sometimes destiny steers you in a direction you never thought you'd go. Maybe, just maybe, it has steered you to her. That's forward for sure, but you're pretty much an old hand at this by now, right? Polypa snorts. It's a little watery. She isn't crying, is she? No way, not a tough assassin like her. You're imagining it. You? No offense, but I only grabbed you because you look so weird, and I figured you wanted to avoid the drones even more than I do. You don't exactly blend in. You can't argue with her logic, but the sourness starts in your throat now at the realization that Polypa had not chosen you for your obvious trustworthiness and friendship potential, but rather because you look like a goddamn disaster. I mean, what did you think, dude? Fair. A very fair assessment, whatever. You can get past that. God knows you've gone past worse, like attempted murder. As a good friend recently said, you gotta break a few cluck-beast embryos to make a grublet. She's considering you now. More thoughtful than before. Well, I guess beggars can't exactly be choosers. But you have to remember. But what you have to remember, you aren't destined to find out. That fake finger reaches down further and chokes you. Keys jingle outside the apartment before whoever it is there catches sight of the busted door. What the hell? You and Polypa lock eyes. Oh shit. Love her hair did the cat thing. Her hair stood up like a cat's, so that was great. A quick flash of silver and suddenly a knife appears in Polypa's hand. Where did it even come from? Outside the hall, someone is swearing. The broken door falls inward, and before it is all the way down, Polypa is up and over the couch, launching herself at the intruders. Well, wait, shit, you are the intruders! And this is what you were afraid of? You're about to watch your new friend kill some poor low-blood troll? This was such a horrible idea. Too bad there's no way to go back in time and make your choices all over again. Yeah, this isn't DDLC. We actually do have that option. Yeah, that would be rad. You wish life was like that. A short, stout little guy with a red symbol on his shirt comes through, but right behind him is a troll so tall he has to duck down to get through the door. Oh, hell no! The giant troll catches Polypa with one hand. He's got big ram-like horns and a curly purple symbol on his shirt. Oh shit. His face is painted in lines of... Oh, fuck! Oh, we are in deep shit. It's a high blood. Oh, we are fucked. We are very fucked. Purple pearly symbol on his chest. His face is painted in lines of black and white. Makeup designed to make his face look like a skull. We are... Look, babe. Look at these little regular thieves. This is one of those high-blood, low-blood mate spring pairings you've heard so much about. Polypa arrives in his grip, clawing at him like an angry cat. He hangs on, giving her a shake. Shit, you have to do something, but what? If you get in this purple guy's reach, you are absolutely going to get killed. You try to move your feet, but your survival instincts are kicking in and you're rooted to the spot. You can't do anything. You're useless. You don't even know what happened to Polypa's knife. God, you wish you'd taken some self-defense classes on Earth. Honk. Honk indeed. The high blood gives Polypa a wide smile and tosses her across the room like he's lobbing a dodgeball. She lands on her back, rolls to her feet, and bolts for the window. Of course he would have a mate sprite. A high blood mate sprite. The high blood turns to you and sticks out a big gray tongue and... Wow, suddenly you can move your feet again! You throw yourself out the window after Polypa. You're only one floor up, but that's one floor more than you would like to be when you're falling out of a building. Your fall is broken by Polypa, meaning you get a collection of bony elbows and knees applied to your gut. She bares her teeth at you. Get off, idiot! They're definitely going to call the drones. We've got to run. You roll your big, floppy body off of her and hustle to keep up as she peels off down the street. You throw one last glance over your shoulder to see the two guys hanging out the window. The high blood waves lazily. Polypa starts out strong, but pretty soon she is limping and leaning on your shoulder. A jagged piece of glass is wedged in her calf muscle. You lean down to get a closer look. You're no doctor, but recently you've become an expert in acute injuries. What the hell? Stop! You want me to leave a blood trail? We need to split up, now that we've been seen together. Your heart sinks all the way to your aching feet. God, you've been so sure you had this one on lock. You mentioned, half mumbly to yourself, that maybe it would be better if you stayed together, safety numbers and all that. Oh yeah. Maybe safety for you. This was a terrible idea. I can't believe I ever trusted that someone could have my back. Yeah, let's do another of your amazing plans. Sounds great. She leaves you at an intersection of streets. Even though she is no longer leaning on you, you nevertheless feel a heaviness settle inside you. Philosophically, a deep fatigue so intense you want to crawl up on the ground. So you do. Game over. At least your ass didn't kill her. I mean, it almost did. It came really damn close to killing this poor troll. Jesus Christ. Fucking high blood. Fuck. It's not what I wanted to run into in that apartment. I mean, I had a feeling going to that apartment would end badly, but not that badly. Jesus Christ. Freaking high bloods, man. Fuck. Fucking honk. Okay, well let's do this correctly now. I wanna catch a movie and get some soft serve grub cream. MSPA reader's ass is deadly as fuck. Alright. Let's try this again without the high blood encounter this time, hopefully. Polypa's mouth twitches. It could just be a muscle spasm, but you like to think it's a smile of approval and burgeoning camaraderie. Yeah, I guess we could. That's what people do on dates, right? It's been a while. I haven't seen a movie in forever. Let's do it. She squeezes your hand. You would have thought holding hands for so long would get sweaty and uncomfortable. You're certainly nervous enough, but her skin is surprisingly cool. That has been a thing. Are trolls cold-blooded or something? Because that has been, like, a theme I've noticed in the Friendsim, is that MSPA reader keeps noticing that trolls are very cold. So I don't know. So yeah, what is the central body temperature of the average troll? That's the question for the night. With a couple of exceptions, all of your new friends have been literally cold-blooded, also metaphorically for a few of them. But you aren't going to judge them for their lifestyle choices. This isn't your place as a friend. Regardless, your point is that it's kind of nice holding hands, even if it's under completely false murder pretenses. Come on, there's probably a theater in there. Makes sense. You aren't from around here, and you don't think Polypa is either. But you can always recognize a mall when you see one. Stores and escalators and fountains full of slimy mall water that's probably been there for years. The biggest difference between this and an Earth mall is that there doesn't seem to be anyone working in any of these stores. Everything is automated. That and the top floors appear to be reserved for high bloods. Polypa is still holding your hand. Gosh, it's like you really are on a real date. This is very, very friendly. As far as you know, you've never been on a date with an assassin before. Higher bloods are more cold-blooded? Okay, that makes sense. So, like, red and orange, more warm-blooded, blue and purple, cold-blooded? You know, makes sense, I guess. Colder colors, colder blood. Polypa is still holding your hand, blah, blah, blah. You can't read the show times and descriptions, and you don't have any money, but Polypa chooses the movie and pays for you both. She tosses a couple of coins into a slot, and the machine spits out 2 tickets. You don't see any soft serve grub cream, but you are a little too queasy from mangled nerves and excitement currently to deal with anything called grub cream. You do, however, stop for a bag of butterily exploded kernels at the concession stand. The theater you follow Polypa into isn't crowded, but you still feel every pair of eyes settling on you as you walk up the steps. Your heart pounds and your sweat slides down your back of your neck. You are just positive everyone can see right through you into this deeply controversial cross-species matchup that you've got going here. Even worse, Polypa takes a seat weirdly close to the only other group in here. Man, awkward. The movie starts playing. Apparently in Alternative there aren't any trailers before movies. Kind of a bummer. If you're going to be stuck here, you'll want to know what hot new summer blockbusters you have to look forward to. Surprisingly, the movie turns out to be a romantic comedy. You expected Polypa to choose a thriller or a horror movie. From what you can glean of the plot, it's about a beautiful young Jadeblood who gets involved with a visiting Blue Blood and her servant, a big bumbling Bronze. The portrayal of low blood strikes you as vaguely offensive. They grunt and fall down a lot. The caverns look a lot fancier than you remember from the last time you hung out with Bronia. Just a lot bigger and more glittery from the time you hung out with Bronia. The main character spends a lot of time pulling a jeweled comb through her lustrous hair. The dialogue is kind of incoherent, and you don't just think it's because you are unfamiliar with the cultural context. It also doesn't help that Polypa keeps a running commentary throughout. The ban on conversation has apparently been lifted. Ugh, I can't believe they added in the mistaken identity storyline. So unnecessary. Also, Black Rum is so boring in comedies. There's just no punch to it. Can't believe how bad this is. I don't remember the book being this garbage, but I read it a long time ago. My taste may have just been worse back then. Oh, oh. See, I was thinking she just picked the rom-com because that would be like in character for the date, but she's actually into this. I'm loving this troll. It's whoever the other troll is in this volume is going to have to step up some serious game. Otherwise, Polypa is pretty much a shoo-in for favorite troll of this pair. And of course, it's based on the book. It's fantastic. You're looking at her in a whole new light. She shrugs, possibly a little self-conscious. What? You think I've been an assassin since I pulpated? I used to have a blog for relationship advice and stuff like that. Oh. And then what? High Bloods killed your lover, didn't they? Of course, I was just messing around. I didn't know anything beyond what I read online. Two characters are kissing on screen. You have no idea who they are. You are way more interested in the fact that Polypa has decided to tell you her life story in the back of a movie theater. The deep blue light from a scene in the brooding caverns washes over her, making her look noble and sad. You are entranced. It didn't last, though. I doubt it had anything to do with my blog, but a few sweeps ago, a group of kids broke into my hive. I think they were high, maybe on sober. Whatever. They stole a bunch of my shit, killed my Lucius, and some little psionic fuck broke both my legs with his brain. Fuck, man. Just because he thought it would be funny. You're riveted. You have a bit of a tragic backstory yourself, but nothing this dramatic. Polypa picks through the buttery exploding kernels with a delicate claw. It was trapped in my hive. It would have starved to death if it had been for some teal who lived in my neighborhood. Just some little idiot who ran around with an Eastern Eternian replica sword, challenging purr beasts to duels. So she got saved by Troll Dirk? Is that what I'm hearing? Until I hear evidence to the contrary, I'm going to assume that Polypa got saved by Troll Dirk. Teal Bloods are pedantic bulge lords, but they care about justice. These kids had attacked me for no reason. I didn't break any laws. Anyway, that's why I'm equal opportunity for how I take jobs. Low blood, high blood, everyone's scum. One of the kids in the row ahead of you turns around to tell Polypa that if she and her Moirail want to go get all nasty and pale, maybe you should get a room. Polypa kicks the back of her chair and tells her maybe she should mind her own business. The girl looks about ready to jump over the back of her seat, but the guy next to her pats her firmly on the cheek. Almost a slow-motion slap. Firm and intense with plenty of uncomfortably intimate eye contact. The girl settles back down after that, and everyone goes back to watching the movie. The rest of it goes by with your head spinning and your heart in your throat. You're glad Polypa trusts you enough to share her past, but you are nervous about her talking about it in public. Isn't the whole point of coming to the movie to lay low? Think about it. When that girl sees the description in the alert, she's not going to be thinking about the noisy olive blood getting all conciliatory in public. It's way safer than skulking around, believe me. Yeah, see? See? What did I tell you? It's like we're keeping it. It's like we're undercover. This was the way to go. I knew it. Gosh, Polypa really is an expert. You're so glad you got to go on this date with her, even if it was mostly fake. As soon as you're back out in the street, Polypa pulls out her phone. Slowly, her face falls. Fuck, that little nude licker. I thought she bailed on me, but according to this share, she's dead. I got her. Damn it. Told her to be careful. Her sadness is quickly turning to rage, vibrating off of her frantic waves. Her voice gets louder, too, and people are starting to look your way. Heckling in a theater is one thing, shouting at a phone about murder is another. This is going south fast. You've got to calm her down. What? Deploy Shushpap. Oh, Shushpap. Deploy Shushpap. Shushpap. For lack of a better plan, you copy what you saw the troll inside do and his angry date. You press your palm firmly on her cheek. To your intense shock, she blushes a deep This is a total Moirail move right here. To your intense shock, she blushes a deep olive green and her eyes slip closed. She leans into your touch as if she is drawing comfort from this tiny little gesture, and then she blinks and pulls away. We're doing the Moirail act. This is how Karkat calmed down Gamgee that one time too. Listen, I'm technically on the clock right now. Let's be professional. She bites her lip hesitatingly. Then she reaches up and repeats the gesture on your face. An unbelievable warmth fills you. Could this be the warmth of friendship? We're past that, bro. It's like we're past friendship. We're into the Moirail simulator I predicted we would get way at the beginning of this Let's Play. You're a weird-looking double-horn amputee with very few social skills, terrible survival instincts, and both short-term and long-term memory loss. But you're alright. If you ever want to earn a little cash, I could use a partner I can depend on. Is it raining? No, those are just tears on your cheek. Tears of gratitude. Okay, don't get too choked up. You're definitely just gonna be bait. You assure Polypa that, due to your general ineptitude, you wouldn't want it any other way. Victory! Wow, that was the most romantic Friendsim we've had yet. Not in the flushed quadrant. It wasn't in the flushed quadrant, but that definitely got romantic there at the end. Okay, so yeah. I love that. That was great. Polypa's awesome. We just need to see her sign, and then we can sign off. And yeah, this is a very cute victory screen. But yeah, and as I mentioned before, like the final troll for this section is going to have to have some serious game to not be the favorite of the evening. Leus. A sign of prospect and breath. Oh, so she is basically an olive version of John. Prospect, breath, just a different zodiac color. Sign of the flexible. Okay, so that's interesting. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, that was the third troll of the evening. We have one left. So we are just going to take a quick break and then move on to the final troll of Volume 5. See you later, everybody.